It's January 2023, and if you go to Google Trends to check the past 10 years, you will find that the search volume of user experience has doubled, while the search volume of customer experience has even quadrupled. But why is that? Why has there been such a big buzz around UX and CX in the past recent years? I will show you 10 facts about user experience that will change your mind about design forever. Let's start around 10 years ago with fact number 1. 86% of buyers are willing to pay more for a great customer experience. This fact was obtained by Harris Interactive, who surveyed 2,000 US adults in 2011. They published the results in a customer experience impact report. In the same survey, they also found that with a poor customer experience, it's also highly critical to lose your customers directly to your competitors. Which brings us to fact number 2. 89% turn to competitors due to a poor customer experience. A tip to all the product and service owners out there: watch your churn rate. And if it's high, it's very likely that it's due to a very poor user experience, or at least it's poorer than the user experience of your competitors. Not sure to believe it? It's easy. If you are the owner of a digital product or service, you could test your user experience with the SUS Questionnaire. The System Usability Scale is a globally known UX standardized questionnaire that helps you benchmark your user experience against your competitors. It also helps you identify potential improvement areas that you can tweak to have a better UX in your product. If you're interested in learning more, find a link in the description down below. Fact number 3. Design-led businesses outperform the S&P index by 228%. What does it mean? The S&P index, or also known as the Standard & Poor 500 index, is a measure of the performance of the 500 largest publicly traded companies. And therefore it's also widely known as a leading indicator of the US stock market. Now let's imagine a design-led company. What company could that be? Apple. Who could have known? If you go now and compare how the Apple index behaved over, let's say, the last 5 years, compare it to the S&P index and how that behaved over the past 5 years, then you will find that Apple has grown 5 times more in the same time. So if you want to grow, do it like Apple and invest in good design. Let's get to fact number 4. 35% of e-commerce sales are lost due to bad UX. This figure was obtained by Baymard Institute, who had been studying the design, structure and success of leading e-commerce websites over the past 10 years. They identified that even top brands like Amazon or Walmart have on average 39 areas of improvement on their checkout pages. And this results in a 35% loss in conversions. But now let's talk in absolute numbers. If you consider that eMarketer projects a global e-commerce market of more than $6.3 trillion for 2023, the potential for a 35% loss in conversion amounts up to more than $2.2 trillion in lost orders. Wow, that's a huge number. Imagine that's a 2 with 12 zeros. So, online shop owners, hire good UX experts to take care of your checkout pages. Fact number 5. Good UI can raise your website's conversion rate by 200%, while better UX can raise your website's CR by 400%. This data was provided by Forrester in a Trend Report 2016 when they proved the value of user experience research, design and testing. Forrester discovered that companies that invest in UX claim lower customer acquisition and support costs, as well as higher market share and customer retention. That's why they calculated and published as one of the first companies the return of invest of UX, which directly brings us to fact number 6. Every dollar invested into UX results in a return of, on average, $100. This is a return of invest of up to 9,900%. Similarly, IBM researchers have adopted a ratio of 1 to 10 to 100. What do they mean with that? Imagine you invest $1 in UX research. That will later save you $10 in the design and development phase, and even $100 in the post-maintenance phase. Now back to the original fact. Since Forrester has published this legendary report in 2016, it has been widely cited on the web. If you're interested, you can still acquire this report today on their webpage for nearly $1,500. Wow. Fact number 7. 32% of customers would leave a loved brand after just one bad experience. And in Latin America, it's even 49%. In 2017-2018, PwC Consulting conducted a survey about the future of customer experience. They asked consumers worldwide, at what point would you stop interacting with a brand or company that you love shopping at or using? Even though this question is kind of hypothetical, it still uncovered some interesting results. US citizens apparently were less experience critical than the average consumer, while Latin Americans seem to be very emotional about their buying decisions. Fact number 8. Customer experience drives over 2/3 of customer loyalty. This was found in 2018 by the market research company Gartner, arguing that more than 70% of customer experience leaders would struggle to develop initiatives that evidently drive customer loyalty. Gartner studied the factors that would most influence this complex construct. In a factors analysis, they could identify more than 36% of customer loyalty may be attributed to the product experience. 34% were for the interaction quality and convenience, while brand perception and price only made 24% and 13% impact on the customer's attitudes. Let's get to fact number 9. Design-led companies have 32% higher revenue growth than industry benchmarks. In 2018, McKinsey published a report called The Value of Design. Priorly, they have surveyed senior business and design leaders of over 300 organizations. They investigated their design practices and compared them to their financial data. With advanced regression analysis, they found that companies that prioritize design in their strategies and operations tend to have higher revenues, stronger customer loyalty, and greater brand value compared to their peers. More specifically, companies with a strong design culture had higher revenue growth than their industry peers over 5 fiscal years. Fact number 10. 66% of customers would share more personal data if they think it will improve their experience. In the study for the Gaps in Customer Experience Report 2021, Redpoint and Harris conducted a survey with over 1,500 US consumers, finding that well over half of them would actually provide their personal data if that helped elevate their customer experience. Interestingly, this is a lower proportion than the share of people who would pay for an improved customer experience. So remember fact number 1. However, in the age of AI and personalization, it's all about mining customer data. So if you can convince your customers to provide their personal data, that could be an immense competitive advantage for your company. You need customer data for your business? Design an awesome and personalized customer experience. Be transparent to your customer and show them that it's worth providing their data to you. I hope you enjoyed to learn about those 10 facts and that they've made it a little bit more clear how valuable a good user experience or customer experience is. Now, if you are a UX advocate, use these facts, talk numbers to convince your boss and your stakeholders. If you're a business owner, do yourself a favor and invest in UX, especially in good UX research. See you next time.